welcome to my cottage garden in early spring. Today I'm looking around and I'm seeing so much in flower. So what we're going to be doing is showing you some of the best early spring perennials and plants that you should have in your own garden. I'm going to be giving you a comprehensive look at all the different conditions they enjoy, how you can get them yourself, and more. So definitely subscribe if you like gardening content. We're currently trying to hit 4,000 subscribers and we'd love to have you here.
So let's take a little walk through my shady border where surprisingly the bulk of things are in flower at the moment, which is quite unusual. I mean, this border gets no sunlight at all, so it's definitely a nice surprise to see it get so much color at this time of the year. However, there is lots of other interest around the garden too that I'll be showing you, and things for a variety of different conditions that we can enjoy as well. Now, I think I have to start things off with perhaps one of the best looking in this border at the moment, which happens to be my Pulmonaria. Now, this is a very early flowering perennial that can do well in a good variety of conditions. Like I said, this one is absolutely thriving in my border that is fully in shade, which is really nice. And it comes in a nice variety of colors too. This one has these beautiful blue flowers, but you can also get ones that come in pinks and purples as well. So there's a really nice variety of these plants that you can definitely enjoy. I really like this one and how it looks in the shady border right next to my bird bath, as you can see. I just feel like it's a really good combination with it kind of growing around the bottom. So it's definitely a recommended one to have in your borders, I feel like. Why don't we move on now to Brunera? Now, this is beautiful. A lot of people mistake this actually for forget-me-nots, as it is fairly similar, but I absolutely love this. This is a great self-seeder, so it'll pop itself up around your garden in many different places. If you like free plants, then this is definitely one I recommend. I do also have another variety which is called Brunera Jack Frost, which has a sort of more kind of whitish leaves as you'd expect by the name, but this is just your standard Brunera. Now, the leaves are fairly small on this one still. I think a lot of that is because it's in the shady border, so it's not going to grow to its full potential. But it still does really well in this type of border. This is almost like a woodland border. You might kind of get those vibes of as you're watching the video. And it does really well in here. I think this thing is great sort of underplanted with trees and shrubs and such. It's just really nice. And like I said, if you like to get free plants and you want to have a lot of free ones, this is one of the best self-seeders I know. It might be a good idea though, if you don't want it to go too rampant, to try and pick some of those seedlings up. We also have Euphoria Robi right next to it with these really nice sort of almost lime green colored flowers and really dark foliage. Now, as far as I remember, Euphoria Robi is not really intended for shady borders, so you could definitely have this one out in full sun and it would do really well. However, as you can see, despite being a little bit smaller, it is still flowering really nicely in the shady border. This border doesn't get any sun at all and it's still doing pretty well, so I could definitely recommend this one for this part of your garden as well, if that's something you're interested in. Apparently you're not supposed to handle these plants because if you do, you come up in rashes and such, so it's recommended you handle them with gloves, just don't do it with your bare skin. Here's another Pulmonaria, by the way, one with the sort of lightish pink flowers and kind of almost lilac colored ones mixed in. Also, the foliage is very different, the leaves are kind of white, so I really like these. I think they're so gorgeous, they're so stunning, and they're some of the absolute earliest spring color you can get in the garden. I don't think there is too much else out there that will give you this level of color so early on, so it's definitely really nice. There is one other though, which is the hellebores, and whilst the flowers aren't too big or showy, these will actually flower almost in late winter coming into early spring. As pretty much early as you can get, these should be there. These things tolerate a variety of conditions. I found they work really well in my shady border, so that definitely could be one to try if you want to do something similar to what I'm doing. Interesting foliage, and the flowers come in a nice variety of colors, often darker tones as you can imagine by a plant that is flowering in winter. But if you want color like this so late on in the year or incredibly early, that's kind of what you have to rely on. We also have this Burgenia, which again, I don't really think is intended for a shady border, but the planting advice said I could put it here, so I did. I think this one is also known as the elephant's ear. Now, it's got really nice foliage, which almost reminds me of succulent. The flower really isn't anything too special or crazy, but it does provide you with this really nice pinkish color, and I believe most of the hues are in pink, at an early time of the year when not much else is going to be in color, or a lot of the other things tend to be more kind of yellow colors like the daffodils and such. So this is a really, really nice one. I definitely recommend getting a few of these. Very low growing as well, although they can get a lot bigger than this one. There's also a lot of Muscari bulbs in this border, which is really nice. Of course, this isn't technically a perennial, but it is a perennial bulb. It will come back every single year, and they will multiply and duplicate themselves a ton as well, which is really nice. So again, this is another one I would recommend having. It just fills out these spaces really nicely. It spreads so good as well. So it's a really great bulb to have. There are lots of bluebells planted in here as well, although they won't really come up just yet, but I definitely recommend having lots of Muscari. Now, in these videos, you've probably noticed the four Siphia, which I happen to have here. And this is a shrub, of course, which looks really nice in early spring with these beautiful yellow flowers. Now, a word of warning, Forsythias aren't the hardiest in all parts of the world. I'm in zone 8B, I believe, here in the UK to give you some reference. So it's important to note that if you're in an area where you get very harsh frosts, I'm talking things kind of below -5 very frequently, all the time, these might not do so well. It's also worth noting that they like full sun, so you need to put this in a position where it's going to get a lot of sunlight if you really want it to thrive. It's not too fussy aside from that, and you can have them in a variety of different styles. You could have this as a hedge if you planted a bunch together and you shaped it up. You could even almost grow it into a sort of tree, because they can get very, very tall depending on the variety you've got. Or you could just keep it as a nice shrub and let it grow out like that. It's very versatile. During the rest of the year, it will have really nice green leaves and fill out your garden nicely. You'll get this great amount of color, which is definitely fantastic to have in the garden at this time of the year. Yellow does seem to be very popular amongst the perennials at this time. I believe someone actually commented recently with the science behind that, which was really cool, so I didn't know that was actually a thing, but definitely very, very neat. Another one that is flowering incredibly early, though hasn't gone very big yet, is my beautiful Totally Tangerine. And if I had to recommend one plant to get on this video, it would be this one. Now this will get a decent amount bigger, despite being a low-growing plant. This one's only really just come back to life. But look at these beautiful, almost peach-colored orange flowers that we have this early on. There's really not much else like it, and GMs are such a great plant. They have a variety of different colors, usually in sort of pinks and orangey sort of colors, and they go really well paired with some other plants like sort of purple and blues. So for example, Perovskia Blue Spire is great to pair with this, and also Nepeta, which I have right next to it. This can tolerate partial shade as well. It does really well in partial shade. In fact, I might even put that above sun for me personally, depending on how they've done in my garden. Yeah, I absolutely love GMs. I mean, there's so many different ones you can get, but this happens to be one of the best and my absolute favorites. And this thing will flower pretty much until the end of the year. So from March sort of time right until the very end, which is absolutely crazy to think about. We do also have lots of beautiful tulips coming up now, which has gotten me so excited for this time of the year. Tulips are so beautiful, and what I recommend is just not fussing with them too much. I know some people worry about things like tulip fire and such, and that can be a problem if you're spending a lot of money. But if you're doing your tulips on the cheap, then I recommend just putting them in sort of very late autumn and letting them get on with it. You don't really have to worry about these too much, at least I haven't in my garden. They provide a really beautiful show at this time of the year, although I will admit these tulips are a little bit earlier than perhaps they would have been in past years. Everything in my garden kind of is, due to the weather being really sort of warm during the day, and also lots of rain as well. But yeah, I absolutely love tulips. We also have the Dicentra, the bleeding heart, which is just coming into flower now. Another very early one that will provide you with some great color at this time of the year. There's also a white variant called Alba, which is flowering out in my front garden. So these are really, really nice. They will keep coming back. They can tolerate things like partial shade and maybe even a little bit of shade itself. So they're really, really good. Definitely one that I would recommend having in every garden if you want lots and lots of spring interest. So that's been a little look at some of my early spring flowering plants. Do let me know in the comment section though which of these you are going to be planting yourself, and also which you have in your garden right now as well.
Well, thank you so much for watching this video. It's been a pleasure. If you like gardening content, definitely stick around and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you for the next video.